Welcome to the second part of the lesson. Life on Earth started 4.5 billion years ago, but the human life dates back to 2.5 million years ago. That was at the early Stone Age. The early appearance of a civilized human social group inhabiting a city goes back to the 10th millennium, about 10,000 years B.C. in this region of the world called Mesopotamia. Archaeologists consider it as being the cradle of civilizations. By the way, B.C. means before Christ, as opposed to A.D., which means Anno Domini. This is a Latin word meaning the year of the Lord. You might find sometimes CE, it means the current era, or B.C.E, which means before the current era. This is what the Jews adopted to oppose the Christians. It happens to me to wonder about this fact. If the first human life appeared on Earth 2.5 million years ago, why were the first cities established only around 10,000 BC and 7,500 BC? Such an enormous time span between the two periods, isn't it? What's the secret? Were humans just having fun at that age? Well, the period between 2.5 million years ago to 1200 BC is called the prehistoric. It means when there was human life but no written records. This period is categorized in three archaeological periods. The Stone Age, called as such because humans used stones as tools and weapons. The Bronze Age, as bronze came into use at that age, and the Iron Age, when iron was discovered and used. The first journey of man on Earth goes back to the Old or the First Stone Age, a period called the Paleolithic. It runs from 30,000 BC to 10,000 BC. Those early humans lived in caves. They were hunters and gatherers. They used stone and bone tools to hunt their prey. They controlled fire, and this helped them store food for future use. They fished or collected wild berries, fruits, and nuts to secure a source or an additional source of food. The Paleolithic period humans were not savage as you might think. They were prone to arts. They were talented artists. Despite the primitive tools at their disposal, they carved the first human and animal figures. They drew on the rocks of their caves portraits of their daily lifestyles. They were the first accomplishment in human creativity. By the end of the Ice Age, global climatic changes led to the extinction of mammals. It was the period of the greatest human migrations across the globe in search for food and shelter. Now it's the Mesolithic period, called also the Middle Stone Age. It's the span of time stretching between 10,000 BC and 8,000 BC. During this period, early humans crafted, polished, advanced hunting tools. They made spears, arrows, and stone axes. Humans morphed from the nomadic hunter-gatherers mode of life to settlers in camps near rivers and other water bodies. They discovered how to sow seeds. That constituted a revolutionary turning point in the history of the human race. Agriculture was finally introduced. The New Stone Age, called also the Neolithic period, runs between 8000 BC and 3000 BC. Humans learned to live in small groups and share their food. They cultivated cereal grains and switched to farming as agriculture yielded more food. The surplus was stored. They domesticated animals for food, and rivers secured a permanent source of water. Irrigation was made easier. Humans learned how to plow the land using the wooden plow pulled by an ox. As agriculture fed more lives, the world population grew rapidly. By the beginning of the Bronze Age, around 3000 BC to 1300 BC, the world's greatest ancient civilizations emerged in Mesopotamia, Africa, Asia, Europe, and Latin America. This is how the first cities were founded in Mesopotamia around 7500 BC. The city was the first nucleus where great civilizations were born. The emergence of those cities rose conflicts amongst their populations. And this is why the birth of cities led to the appearance of some new features of civil society. Religion then appeared as a concept to criticize societies and shape their behavior, submit them to the will and commandment of a variety of gods and goddesses they worshipped in forms of idols or statues. Governments started to form. Governors were considered as supreme powers. They edicted the laws and were venerated. They set forth the rights and the duties in their kingdoms and the borders of their territories. The earliest forms of writing saw the light. The first alphabet was born then. Writing was necessary to communicate and to keep records. Agriculture knew tremendous advances. It became the axe of life in each community. Canals, dams, levees, reservoirs were built. Astrology developed and calendars were made. The year was divided into flooding, planting, and harvest seasons. Architecture developed as builders learned new ways to dry, bake the clay, or sculpture, engrave, carve the stones. Armies were built, soldiers, warriors were trained, battles and wars broke between the neighbors, new weapons were invented, army leaders carved their victories and triumphs or glories in history, or their defeat, surrender, and withdrawal. The crop surplus, the birth of new crafts helped develop trade and commercial exchanges. Bartering, selling, and buying flourished very quickly. The ship industry bloomed. Traders carried their language, way of writing, lifestyles, knowledge, culture, and products over the seas. They explored new lands and expanded their authority and sovereignty. They brought with them home the treasures, minerals, and metals, raw materials inexisting in their own lands. And this is how those great civilizations rose, grow, and fascinate humanity up to this moment. A civilization, then, is an advanced state of human society in which high level of culture, science, industry, government has been reached. If you want to learn what were those great civilizations, What were their achievements and how did they decay? Follow me in the next video.